And I think you're significantly damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not objects. Women are created in the image of God, and they are valuable.
Well said, well said.
And they should be treated as such. Why should God give you one of his children if you don't even know how to treat them? I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did. And it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved.
I never thought I'd hear people clapping for Jesus Christ on a college.
Facts.
That's my brother, don't you know it? I stuck around like Yoshino.
Hello, welcome back to another episode here on the Bridge Reacts, and I'm your host here on the channel, Marcus. Thank you so much for stopping by to see another episode of Here on the Bridge. We're talking about good things, great things, and of course, positive things as well. Here on the Bridge, where we believe in long-lasting relationships, of course, unity, and bridging the gap between the genders, whatever you want to call it, so we can have a stronger working class and of course a strong community. Let's bridge that gap. Let's be better and do better for ourselves and for the opposites. Instead of battling each other and all that BS, we don't care about that. We want to create unity. We care about family here on the Bridge. Like we talk about here on the channel, please subscribe, like button, notification bell as well. Welcome to the channel. I really appreciate you for stopping by today. Today's topic, we are talking about a discussion when it comes to, society, and a lot of men, I won't say all men, but I dare say majority of men aren't too keen on women who are very much so promiscuous, very much so going around and sharing their body with multiple different partners, especially having a long list of experiences and potential traumas with other men. Now, on the other side of the coin, is it okay for men to go out here and basically be hoes, go around and have multiple partners and be with a lot of different women over their, young years or even throughout their entire lifetime? Is that a great thing? Is it great for men to pursue money and opportunities to stay single and just be, playboys for the rest of their lives? Or is it more beneficial for society, community to have men who are much more grounded into family and being a part of maybe not marriage per se, but some kind of unity, community, family, and settling down with a woman, a great woman, who can also replicate that and also believes in family values? That is the question for today. We're looking at Alvin Preach, fan favorite here on the channel, and it's called Former Fan Destroys Fresh and Fit in a Debate. So please check out the original content creators, Alvin Preach, and then I'll leave my final thoughts at the very end of the video. Let's get straight to it.
So this came from our subreddit.
Can I ask a quick synopsis of what you think the prescription is for society today for men? In a short version, what do you think they should do to be successful with women?
Successful women, yeah. Okay, are we talking about like getting a girl for a long-term relationship, just to get laid? What are we talking about?
Well, I think the only reason should be for a long-term relationship and marriage. I mean, that's Jesus Christ founded it, but I'm just curious what your prescription is.
Well, I've talked about this. I think
he's going off already.
Guys have to have certain things in place, right, before they want to get into a long-term relationship. It's 5 things. So I would say 100K per year, 6 figures a year, 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in good shape, have at least 50 partners, right, sexual body count. You could go ahead and engage with what I've said so far.
So
Wait, why? Hello, I'm Editing Marcus here on the Bridge Reacts, Bridge Between Us, the Bridge, the channel that you are watching today. And I want to talk about today's sponsor. It won't take long at all. If you need some kind of mobile detailing instead of driving far and wide looking for someone who is reliable, who has great customer satisfaction, how about call somebody or text somebody who will come to you? And they do exactly that. When it comes to cars, trucks, vans, motorcycles, even marine vehicles, if it's a vehicle, holler at them, check them out, text them, or call them at this number right here, 804-204-9028. That's 804-204-9028. He'll get you right, man, and make sure that your vehicle is sparkling, looking nice, inside and outside. He got you. Thank you so much for Royal Treatment Mobile Detailing for sponsoring today's video. Back to the video. Why do you have to automatically have, I'm gonna pause here for just a second. Why do you have to automatically have 6 figures? I mean, I do agree you should have some level of being in shape. You can't just be completely like just 700 pounds. And how are you gonna protect and defend your family if you're 700 pounds, you can barely move, and you gotta be some level of fit. I understand that you have to have some level of money, or at least something like 6 figures. 15% of the world's, population has that amount of money, like 6 figures. It's a very low percentage, and there is a plethora of families and individuals who have started families, and I dare say some of them actually make it through and have a decent marriage. I'm not saying perfect, no one's perfect, but a decent marriage and raising children without having to have 6 figures. And these days it does take two incomes to, you know, do the thing. And that's perfectly okay. We live in a different time than it was back in the 50s. That's okay, right? But what was the other thing he said? Hold on, let me let's go back for a second.
Be in good shape, have at least 50 partners, right? Body count.
Why does 15 partners matter? I understand that it's best for a man to have experience, and I'm sure ladies would also agree. Like, you want a man who's been experienced with women, or he knows where to find, you know what you're doing when you're encountering a woman, especially intimately. I can understand that, but why does that have to be at least 15 partners?
I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did. And it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved.
Never thought I'd hear people clapping for Jesus Christ on a college.
Facts. Wow. I never thought I would see someone say Jesus Christ, and a lot of college campus individuals are clapping and cheering, because it's usually the exact opposite. And they've done away with Jesus in schools. They demonize Jesus now, which is horrendous. But
I'm happily married.
Congratulations.
I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But
that's awesome.
Congratulations, that's good.
He's never been happier. And I'm not saying, again, on the channel, I'm not even married. I'm not a father. There are a plethora of individuals who are actually married and happy out here. People try to scare people out of marriage, and I'm not telling you to be married. Not everyone's set up to be married. I can understand that. Not everyone is destined to be a parent nor to be married. We might not all be built for that, especially in today's world. I understand that. But like the ones who do choose, or they're thinking about it, many blessings can come out of it. I know that for a fact. I know for a fact many blessings can come from finding an amazing individual who actually cares about you and sees the same vision as you and sees the potential in you and wants to only see you grow and pour into you and develop as another human being and heal and grow old together. If you find that, that is an amazing thing that is hard to find. It really is. It is a blessing. And what do you do with that blessing? You create more blessings out of it, and you protect those blessings, making a family and doing the thing. And there's going to be ups and downs, but big shout out to them. God bless him and his family.
That's really good.
Thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray, because I'm a walking example of it. And I think you're significantly damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not objects. Women are created in the image of God, and they are valuable.
Well said.
And they should be treated as such. Why should God give you one of his children if you don't even know how to treat them? So I think.
Hey, yo, he's cooking, bro. He's cooking. Hey.
Okay, Pastor.
He's
Yo, preach. Yo, move aside, dude. Move aside. Somebody else about to take your name. I'm praising.
You said you got out there dating and meeting women and stuff like that, and then you said that it kind of hurt you.
Yeah.
How did it hurt you specifically?
Well, I started warring against my own flesh. It's like trying to fill an empty void. There's a God-shaped vacuum in the heart of every man that can only be filled by God alone. Anything else you try to fill with that's not going to satisfy it. And I tried to do it with sex.
Would it be fair? How'd you meet your wife?
We actually had the #1 dating podcast in North and South Carolina called Who Hurt You Podcast. Okay. And I'm also friends with Fresh. I know him very well. I texted him before I came here. Yep. And I know pretty much everyone on your crew. But I was a heavy follower, and you actually inspired me to start the podcast, and I realized what I was doing was wrong.
Ironic.
Yeah, so would it be fair to say
you actually inspired me to start the podcast, but then I realized what I was doing was wrong because I followed you. Insane.
when you went through that experience, you were able to identify characteristics that you probably found as unredeemable and you probably wouldn't want to commit to, right?
In what way?
Well, when you were seeing these women, right, you probably started seeing patterns in how they behave, how they speak, or whatever. Maybe they're not qualified to be a wife. Because the thing is, right?
Well, I don't need that. I have the Bible for that. It tells me what to look for.
Yeah, but the thing is that you were able, and again, you're probably not going to notice it, but when you dated and dealt with all these women, you probably were able to identify characteristics that you were not fond of, or characteristics that would make a woman not a good candidate for a long-term relationship. And I think half the game is figuring out which girls don't qualify for marriage versus which ones that do. And clearly you learned a skill set on how to become attractive and get women, and then you're able to identify.
Is he trying to like take credit for, hey, I'm the reason why you know who not to marry? You got something out of it. Buy my class.
Identify the things that you like versus the things that you don't like, and that only comes a lot of times with experience. Now look, if a guy can go ahead and find a woman as a virgin and be attractive and be able to understand how to navigate that, that's great in modern times. But
I personally don't think a woman needs to be a virgin for you to marry that woman. Now, again, part of my intro earlier in this video, I'm going to go to my final thoughts and close this video off, but part of my intro was that, most men, I dare say, most men prefer a woman who hasn't been out here in these streets sleeping with a lot of different men over their lifetime. I'm not saying you have to be perfect and be this virgin that, you're 20 some years old and you're a virgin. I'm not asking that out of all women in the world. I get it. Like if you've had like 30 bodies by the age of 26, that's a number, right? It's the 30 bodies by the age of 26. That's not, you were going for it. You were going for it, right? Let alone like 50 or 100 before you're even 30. It's crazy. I don't think women have to be perfect and be virgins to be considered wives. But I dare say, ladies, I'm just keeping it real. I would highly suggest, I'm just a man on the internet, you don't have to listen to me, but I would highly suggest to keep it low, keep it minimum. Don't go out here and pop it out for everybody. A lot of men, not all, but a lot of men care. That number is real. I'm just being honest with you, and it's not insecurity. We just look for peace. And if you've been with a lot of different men and you have traumas and a lot of disdain for men because of that, and you had experiences and expectations of a lot of other things because you've been with so many different men, that can ruin the mental and emotional connection in a relationship. Just being honest. That's a fact. So,
but the reality is a lot of guys don't. I mean, even in your success story, you had to go through a lot of bad women to be able to identify your current wife as the one. So failures are good.
Okay, so I guess he's attributing the success this man has in his life right now to going through some of the stuff Myron told him to go through.
Right.
That's what it's saying.
Okay, interesting. So that means like I could just tell someone to do some kind of stupid struggle that has nothing to do with them getting married. They go through it and get married afterwards. I can take credit and be like, because you followed what I did.
You told me to steal from that bank,
Right?
I went and end up in jail, and then when
And
in
on
jail,
parole, you met your wife.
and then I was able to redeem myself and myself. You're welcome.
That's $5,000 to get on my yacht.
Yes,
You're welcome.
Boys being boys.
I mean, that's the premise of the video. I'm gonna get straight to my final thoughts in the video. So, my final thoughts, right? Were men actually designed to be out here and truly spread their seed and go around and just having a plethora of partners and, expected to not marry, not be a part of a unity with one woman, but go around and have, a harem of women and just stay single for the rest of their lives? Were we made for that? Literally, like truly. I know it might be a hot take, but I know women aren't really built for that. Just being honest. We check out a lot of ladies who do go around and they sleep with a lot of different men and they commit only to themselves. They have no aspirations or anything like that to be a mother or a wife, but they just want to go around and just sleep with everybody and do what they want, do as they wilt, in a sense, to be the most successful or inspiring individuals for younger women. Do men who do these things and stay single, have a plethora of different women and all that, are they great role models? Or is that something that we should want to be? Or are we meant to be that? Is that what builds a community? Is that what has build empires, build dynasties? Having men going out here, I guess in early human history is not really going with my point. Yes, maybe that was a thing, like, kings and stuff like that, and emperors and having different women. I get that. I get what they can kind of fight my argument a little bit there. For an actual society in modern times and having, in a sense, like a tribalism, you have multiple families who work together under the same umbrella of a community to get things done. They look at it after each other's families, each other's children. They discipline each other's children. Back in the day, like unity in that community sense. Like, isn't that better? Or is it better to have us men going around here being, degenerates? And then passing that over to the younger boys who are going to do the same thing to those younger girls. And those younger girls are going to grow up not trusting men and probably be a certain way and view marriage and men a certain way. So then you do away with marriage and unity altogether, because then women definitely don't trust men, because men are out here doing whatever they want to women and treating them like sex dolls. I think the whole thing in the space that says this and tells men to be this certain way, like Fresh and Fit, Andrew, they say certain things like that, actually does a lot more harm than good, and it's not great for men. I don't think we were designed to go around and do that personally. I think we are more often than not designed to be fathers and husbands and to work together as a community, looking after other people's children and wives as well, because they're like our brothers, and we have to have a brotherhood so that we can work together and build ourselves up as a community. I think that's the right way to do it. But you can tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Let us know. And of course, big shout out to all the individuals who are subscribing, all the bridge builders. I really appreciate it as much as always. We all do here on the channel. Marcus, editing Marcus, and of course Jay on the channel as well. But you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for stopping by to see another episode. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and be safe out there. And